Hi, this is Scott with MyFord Touch. Today we'll be working on a 2016 Explorer. A 2011 through 2015 will come apart and go back together the same way, just your buttons will look slightly different on the dash. This Explorer came equipped with MyFord Touch but lacks navigation. We'll be adding navigation using the MyFord Touch MyFord Touch Navigation Upgrade Kit. We'll need a few simple tools to perform this upgrade. A Phillips screwdriver, a 7mm nut driver, and plastic dash removal tools. To begin, we need to remove these pieces of trim on each side of the bezel in order to gain access to the screws. We'll start down in the thin lower area first, putting the tool between the dash and the piece of trim and prying outward to begin to release the clips. And then we'll work our way up to the center of the widest area, and then from the top work our way down to it, releasing the center clips last. We'll do the same thing on this side as well. With the pieces of trim removed, next we need to take out these 4 7mm bolts that retain the bezel onto the dash. Once those 4 screws are removed, just grab the edges of the panel and pull forward, and then release the clips across the top. There's one connector that needs to be disconnected on the back of the controls. It's this gray connector. There's a clip that releases the connector on the back side of it, right at the edge of the connector. And you just push that clip in and unplug the connector. And we'll set our dash panel out of the way. To remove the screen, which has the APIM on the back that we need to replace, we take out these 4 7mm screws. With the 4 screws out, we'll pull the screen out. And there are 2 things that need to be disconnected. The USB cable, by pushing on the clip on the top of it and pulling out, and the main 54-pin connector. For the main 54-pin connector, you push in this retention clip right there that locks the gray lever. Pull the gray lever towards you till it completely releases the connector and unplug. Now we need to remove this APIM and replace it with the navigation equipped one from MyFord Touch. The best way to do this would be to set it face down on a flat surface on the foam that was in the box that it came in. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to put a cloth up in the dash and set it here so you can see what I'm doing. There's 4 Phillips screws that need to come out. With the 4 Phillips screws out, you simply just pull the APIM and the screen apart. You will see that they're connected together with these posts and the connector. With the APIM off, we'll grab the navigation equipped one from MyFord Touch. And we'll put this back on the same way that the other one came off, by lining up these posts with these holes, and the connector will line up as well. We just need to put the 4 Phillips screws back in that we took out. Now we'll just replace the screen and APIM back in the dash, reverse of how it came out. This main connector is crucial that it needs to be fully seated into the APIM in order for things to work right. You'll plug it in and begin to push it in till the lever starts to move. Once the lever starts to move, push the lever away from you until it clicks past the lock. And now the connector is fully seated. Then we just need to plug the USB cable back in. You'll want to push that in till it clicks in. And then we'll just replace it into the dash and put the 4 screws back in that we took out earlier. With the 4 screws back in holding the screen, we just need to replace our dash. Remember to plug the gray connector back in where you unplugged it from earlier with the clip facing towards the dash. Push it in till it clicks. You want to make sure that you push the wire back in this cutout where the connector goes so the wire doesn't get stuck behind the edge of the dash. Once it's aligned, you just snap the dash back on. With the dash snap back on, we'll put the 4 screws back in that we took out earlier. With the 4 screws back in, we will replace the trim on each side of the dash. And now you've seen how simple it is to replace the APIM in a MyFord Touch equipped 11 through 16 Ford Explorer. Thank you for watching our video today. This is Scott with 4D Tech.